In today's video, we've got a little story of nostalgia that I had this morning. We've got a few pickups to have a look at, and we've got a gift from the lovely Tez over at Rowland's Reviews. So let's not wait any longer and get to it. How's it going, people? Welcome back to Toys Not Trash, where I am on a journey to recollect all the toys of my childhood, as well as some new ones too. And one of the most fascinating things about this journey so far for me is when you stumble across something and it just washes you with nostalgia, right? It could be something that you've totally forgotten even exists, and all of a sudden you see it when you're scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through eBay, and you're like, oh my God, I used to have that when I was a child, right? And all of a sudden you're just taken back to all these memories of playing with these toys, and it's just crazy. And that happened for me this morning when I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this, the Imperial Echo Base Attack playset, or whatever it's actually called, I'm not sure. And I was just like, wow, that looks really familiar. And as some of you will know if you've watched my previous videos, a lot of my really vintage toys that I had as a child, I was born in '86. So my He-Man Master Universe toys and my Star Wars vintage toys were not toys that I got myself, because they weren't really, by the time I was old enough to play with those toys, they weren't really around anymore in stores or anything, you know, and they were handed down to me by my cousins. So I didn't have a lot of backstory to some of these things, and I just saw the base of that Echo Base set, and I was like, oh my God, that's what it was. And I had this as a kid and I never actually knew what it was. I never had all the accessories and everything for it. I can distinctly remember the icy, rocky base and that bridge where it's in two parts and it kind of can come apart. And I was like, it was a Star Wars toy all along. I never even knew. I honestly never knew. I had it, I played with it. I can remember playing with it with like toy cars and stuff. And the way it was kind of like sloped at the end, you could drive the car onto it and it was like a U-shape sort of corner, and I was like, this is the ice part of my racing track, right? And I would zoom my cars through there, and then I'd make the two-part bridge collapse on the cars and be like, oh no, the cars are destroyed, and then whoever's winning will just get through in time and out in the lead. And like I said, I remember playing with it for various things, and I remember walking figures across that top bridge and then going, oh, it's collapsed, you know, and all the things you do as a kid. But I never actually knew what it was. It was just a toy that I had, right? So when I saw it today, I was like, just taken back. It was something I'd completely forgotten about, something that I remember playing with a lot when I was a child, and something that I didn't even realize was a Star Wars toy back then. Absolutely crazy. So talking of Star Wars toys, let's go over a couple of recent pickups, some newer toys, not vintage stuff, but these are a couple of things, not really pickups. I've had them sitting around for a long time now, and I completely forgot I had them. They were tucked away in a drawer somewhere upstairs. I picked them up cheap. I think my brother might have picked this one up for me for my birthday. But yeah, it's a DJ Kanto. I bought this from maybe Star Action Figures when it was like £5 or something a while ago, like maybe a year ago now. But I found him, forgot I had it. Might make a good background character for some figure photography. Not a character everyone wants, and understandably why it was so cheap on Star Action Figures, probably, right? And then with the Lando, my brother got it for me for Christmas or something. When he heard I was getting into Black Series figures, he got this for me, but I was obviously collecting the 6-inch Black Series figures, and this is obviously a 3.75-inch figure, and so I never got around to opening it up because it didn't really fit with anything else I had. But now I'm really looking into it, especially space-wise, right? Vintage collection is really, really good for that, and I'm going to be picking up some more of those. And in one of these boxes, we've got my first vintage Star Wars toy to add back into my collection from what I had when I was a kid. Another random, completely random, absolutely insanely random pickup that I made, and I know you're all probably going to give me some stick for it, was this. It's one of the McFarlane Fortnite figures, a deluxe one, and I managed to pick it up for like £5, which I thought was a bargain. I don't know anything about Fortnite. I have no interest in Fortnite. I played it like twice maybe, but like I saw it and I was like, what a cool looking figure. The guy just looks mean as hell. It's super metal, and for £5, I was like, that is just a cool figure. I want to have a look at it and play around with it and just maybe take a couple photos of it, whatever, you know. So yeah, no interest in the subject matter whatsoever. But what a cool, crazy, big, chunky, awesome looking figure for £5. So next let's open this box from Zavvi. I know, if you want anything in good condition, don't buy it from Zavvi, right? But this shouldn't matter. I saw it on their website and I was like, that could actually be useful for me. I don't really know what to expect with it because the picture was really rubbish on the website, but Zavvi actually used packaging this time. And it's a totally random thing, right? But can you guess what it is yet? I know we can't talk about him these days, can we? It's like a Stormtrooper rug mat thing. Random, I know. It's from Hot Toys. It's part of their Cos Baby line of products. As you will know, I collect Stormtrooper stuff, from toothbrushes to action figures, anything with a Stormtrooper on it. And you can hear it's pretty echoey in here probably. So I am in the process of trying to introduce some more soft things into this big square hard box of a room to try and reduce the echo a little bit. The first one of those things is a Stormtrooper Cos Baby Hot Toys rug slash mat slash carpet. Can you call it a rug if it's this small? It's pretty small, right? But hopefully it will look really cool sitting in front of the shelf where all my Stormtrooper collection is, and it's just something different, right? And it was a tenner. And if you have Zavvi red carpet, which I do, it's free delivery on everything. So I couldn't say no, right? Why wouldn't I? So let's go back to Star Wars. I think this is it. I'm getting mixed up which box is which now. I'm kind of trying to keep track of them based off what I bought when and when it came in, right? But I could be wrong. However, I think we're back to Star Wars for a moment here. And this seems like a very big box for what I believe is inside it. But that means it's well packaged in newspaper, right? Where are you, buddy? There we go. It is what I thought it was. And it is. Look at this guy. It is a vintage Kenner Nien Nunb, and it's my very first vintage Star Wars toy back in my collection that I had when I was a kid, right? Hopefully it's real. I don't really know. I'm not an expert. As you know, if you're looking for an expert on vintage toys, I'm probably not the guy. My knowledge comes from what I knew when I was a kid, right? I didn't even know that Echo-based thing was a Star Wars toy back then. It's all about the nostalgia for me, so if you're here for like tips and tricks on how to identify fake Star Wars figures, I can't help with that. But this guy, he looked in pretty good condition and I won him for 99p on eBay, and I thought what a perfect way to get my start back in getting some vintage Star Wars figures, right? So let's get him out of the bag and have a little look. There he is. What a cute little fella, or not. Not the prettiest face in the world, right? But everybody's second favorite Millennium Falcon co-pilot. He was co-piloting, right? With Lando at one point? Am I remembering that right? Or was he just sitting next to him? I can't remember. Tell me in the comments, people. I know you'll probably remember. But yeah, he's a cool little figure. He's super tiny, and getting a collection of vintage Star Wars toys is going to be awesome because you can get loads of them in a tiny space. And I'm running out of space. So he looks in pretty good condition. A little bit of paint wear on the back. You can see the red coming through his vest. Apart from that, fingers look good. He doesn't have any accessories or anything with him. But what a cool little guy, right? Really happy with it, and can't wait to get more and more of these vintage Star Wars figures in my collection, as well as the vintage collection Star Wars figures in my collection. There's some words in a row. Next up is another chance for you guys to give me stick, but allow me to explain. I've got several of these guys in my collection now, and it's episode 1, right? I know what you're all gonna say, especially all you guys who are a little bit older than me, who watch the channel, who were around when Star Wars A New Hope came out, and it wasn't even called A New Hope, right? But for me, the story's different. So let's open this up and then let me just back myself up a little bit, yeah? By the way, again, this box seems super excessive for what is supposedly inside, but hopefully that means it's packaged well, despite the fact that the box is now this shape. We got newspaper again. Where do people get newspaper from nowadays? Do you guys still read newspapers? Never seen so much newspaper for years, since I was a paper boy. I'm guessing it's in here. I don't know. It's in here. There we are. It's Yoda from the episode 1 figure range with his little Jedi Council floaty chair platformy thing, which isn't floating in here. Was it floating in episode 1? It was definitely floating in the rest of the prequel trilogy, right? Am I mistaken? My memory maybe doesn't work very well. Again, tell me how wrong I am in the comments, people. But I'm starting to amass quite a collection of these sealed, mint on card Star Wars Episode 1 figures, and the reason being is, again, nostalgia for me, right? So again, I was born in 1986, and by the time I was old enough to understand what Star Wars was, it hadn't gone away, but the hype had died down quite a bit, right? The Kenner toy line was finished, the original one anyway, you know, and Power of the Force was probably around, but the hype had died down. It was all about Ninja Turtles, right? Or Hero Turtles here in the UK. But I'd seen Star Wars, I thought it was cool, but it never really grabbed me at a very young age. Some might say that is awful of me, but it didn't at that time, right? Like I say, it was all Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles for me. Until 1999, when I was 13 years old, and still a massive nerd, Episode 1 was coming, and probably it was being hyped up for years ahead of that, right? The new Star Wars movie is finally coming after all of these years, and it was big hype. Anybody who remembers the launch of Phantom Menace would, you know, it was mad. Everyone was talking about it, right? Even to the point where this was a thing. You could get Star Wars toys in multi-packs of Walker's Crisps. So Episode 1 came out, and I don't care what you say, I thought it was awesome at the time. Now I'm older, I can see why people find flaws in it, whatever, right? But I watched that movie, I thought it was amazing, and I went immediately to Woolworths and found a Darth Maul figure, of which I have two now, but I can't actually remember which one it was I had first. I feel like it was probably this one with the double lightsaber, because lightsaber, right? I fell in love with Star Wars that day, for real, when I saw Episode 1. Probably an unusual story to some of you guys, and probably not the way it happened for you, right? But that was what triggered me to really go back and watch the original trilogy. You know, from there, I remember I went and picked up it was a triple box set from, we had this little like secondhand video store that sold VHSs and stuff, right? And I went and picked up this triple box set of Star Wars videos, and I watched them over and over and over again, and I was immersed in Star Wars, and I wanted to find everything Star Wars that I could. And that was when I started looking at all the comic books and everything else that I could find of Star Wars, right? At the age of 13, I was old enough to fully understand it, and I fell in love with Star Wars. Ever since then, I've just been a massive Star Wars nerd, to the point I have Star Wars characters tattooed on my body. So you can give me stick for it all you want, I can take it, but I love Star Wars Episode 1. I absolutely love Darth Maul. I think he's the most menacing, fitting name, right? Menacing bad guy ever, just from looking at him. And the main reason I love Episode 1 is because that's what made me love the rest of the Star Wars universe. And to this day, it's something that's never waned. Finally, a box from Tez at Rowland's Reviews. Go check his YouTube channel out, please. Super kind guy, awesome part of the community. Very kind guy, does lots of live streams, always chatting on Twitter and stuff, you know. And after he saw my 5 most wanted toys videos, and he saw the video where Luke from Reynolds Reviews, don't get him confused guys, with the vintage Grayskull, which is now looking pretty awesome on my shelf back here, right? But yeah, after seeing that, he reached out and he was like, I think I've got one of them toys you want, and I don't really need it, might need a clean up, can I send it to you? And of course, I said, yes, please, that would be super kind of you. So thank you, Tez, appreciate it. For everyone else, let's see what's inside. I think the thumbnail and the title might have given it away, because this is probably what I'm basing this video around. But let's open it up. It comes in a Adidas box with some shoes on the side. Very tiny shoes. Are your feet that small, Tez? You know what they say about dudes with small feet? They have super small Adidas shoes, right? Get it open, and we've got a note inside. This is the best part of these gifts, I think, the notes. It's just super cool, right? To think that someone takes the time to not only send me something, but also write a little letter for me at the same time. It's super appreciated, I love it. But Tez says, hello there, Bobby. I hope you like Mr. Stay Puft. Your list is getting smaller now. He may need a little cleaning, but he is in good nick. Keep up the good work, sir. All the best, Tez, Rowland's Reviews. Like I say, link to Rowland's Reviews channel down in the description below. Do go check it out. Most of you guys here are probably going to already know who he is, right? So, another one off the list of 5 most wanted toys, and I can see him in there already. And again, nostalgia, that's what it's all about, right? But let's get this guy out of the bubble wrap and have a look. So yeah, flashbacks are happening, right? Flashbacks to my childhood. Look at this dude. There he is, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the old 1984. Older than me, but I had this guy when I was a kid and I absolutely loved it. Again, it probably came from my cousin. I think my cousin was like 8 or 9 years older than me. So by the time he got to a teenager and he wasn't a massive nerd anymore like I was, he gave me all his old stuff because I used to go around. His mum, my aunt, would look after me when my mum was at work and stuff. So I used to spend a lot of time around there, and I came home with bundles and bundles of his old toys every day, right? So, yeah, I'm super nostalgic. Just moving their limbs and like it's crazy the feelings you get when you look at these old toys again, and you actually, one thing looking at them, but when you actually get them in your hands again, and stupid, like, it sounds ridiculous. Hopefully you guys understand, but the feeling of turning his arm and the feeling of that like vinyl just like being a bit stiff and a bit rubbery, and just I just remember doing it so many times as a kid, right? It's just mad. Like, I absolutely love getting these old toys back in my hands, and thanks to Tez, like he says, he needs a little bit of a clean up, but that's no problem. We can take care of that, right? But yeah, it's just crazy. Getting these old toys in my hands, it makes me so happy every time, and put them on the shelf. I look at them every time I walk past, and it just amazes me, that nostalgic feeling that you get from it. Like, it's like, it makes me feel a little bit emotional, right? It's just crazy to have it again. Maybe I'm just weird, maybe I'm just a big baby, I don't know, but just the time I spent with this guy, and not just me, like all my friends had this guy too, right? So it just brings back memories of like visiting my friends' houses as kids and playing with their one of these, and then I had my one of these, and all the other figures that went with it, the Slimer with the like pizza, and like, oh my god, it's just great. So thank you so much, Tez, and that is now the third one crossed off my list of 5 most wanted toys, which, if you haven't seen yet, you can go check out by clicking up here right now. If you want to watch another video, please check out the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you want to follow me on this journey to find more nostalgia and have random emotional moments over pieces of plastic, you can do so. Hit that subscribe button, check out the rest of the channel. Thank you for watching, people. Thank you, Tez. I'm awash in old toys, and I'm so happy about it, right? I'll catch you all soon, people. Until later, I'm out of here. Peace.